So the Eagles will take on the Commanders on Sunday, where the Birds will be going for the season sweep and Kevin Byard will make his Eagles debut. So AJ Brown actually had a really cool message for him this week ahead of the matchup, and he also took a subtle shot at the Titans in the process. Also, it seems like Jordan Davis may be out for the matchup, but the defensive line is still potentially set up for a monster day. And just overall, what are the keys for the Eagles to come away with this road win? Plus, is Howie Roseman about to pull the trigger on a trade to ship this former first-round pick out of Philly? And finally, Jason Kelce recently gave us some insight on his plans for the future, and it seems like his inevitable retirement isn't very far away. So we're going to talk about all that and more news in this video today, so let's not waste any time and get straight into it. So the Eagles will be going for the sweep on the Commanders in Week 8, while also simultaneously trying to move to 7-1 on the season and maintain their lead atop the NFC, but it certainly won't be super easy. The Commanders have played the Eagles well the last 2 times they've matched up, and obviously the last time they played just 4 weeks ago in Philly, the Commanders were able to force the Birds into an overtime game in which the Birds got the win by means of a Jake Elliott game-winning field goal, but still, nonetheless, the Commanders gave them all they could handle. Sam Howell played well, and offensively, they had a very impressive outing. And the Eagles' main problem in that game certainly was the lack of aggressiveness from their defense. I mean, they were just playing really soft in their coverages, allowing a lot of easier completions underneath, and in specific situations, especially on crucial third downs, again, the Eagles were just playing really conservatively on the back end, which then allowed their pass rush less of a chance to get home. So in this game, Sean Desai and the Eagles are going to need to learn from their mistakes and make the necessary adjustments so that the Commanders' offense has a tougher time. I mean, again, as I've said in previous videos, when the back end of this defense holds up, that really helps the effectiveness of the Eagles' pass rush and their defensive line, which of course is the biggest strength of their team, although it does look like the unit will take a hit this Sunday, with Jordan Davis suffering a hamstring injury in practice on Thursday and then missing practice on Friday, so he is now listed as questionable for the game, but in all likelihood, I feel like he'll probably be held out, because one, when a player misses practice on Friday, more often than not, they don't end up playing, and two, with this being a hamstring injury, which of course is an injury that can linger on and even become more serious if not handled properly, as we've seen before, I feel like it'd just be safer and a smarter decision to hold JD out of the game. So the Birds then will be relying on other guys on the interior to pick up the slack, which obviously we know they're very capable of, seeing how dominant Jalen Carter has been all season and Fletcher Cox turning back the clock this year. Plus the Birds just as a whole are going to want a dominant effort from this defensive line, and it seems like that is a very realistic possibility, with guys like Haason Reddick and Josh Sweat leading this pass rushing unit that has 24 sacks on the year, making that good for 3rd in the NFL, and they'll be going up against a Washington offensive line that has not been good at pass protection at all, and a quarterback in Sam Howell who sometimes doesn't know when to get rid of the football, as the second-year player has been sacked an NFL high 40 times already on the season. So again, this defensive line and pass rush that features stars across the board could be set up for a big day. It's just the back end that's going to have to give them a bit more time to get home than they did last time. And with the addition of Kevin Byard to the group, that's only going to help, as the former All-Pro safety is going to make his Eagles debut in this matchup with the Commanders after having a very good week of practice according to Nick Sirianni and doing a good job getting acclimated quickly to this new defense, which of course also features fellow Middle Tennessee State safety Reed Blankenship, who's officially back for this game after being out last week with a rib injury, and Blankenship, who's kind of a star in the making himself, seems like he's very excited to play alongside an established star in Kevin Byard.
Kevin Byard, I know you work out with him in the offseason.
Yep.
What's it going to be like to have a guy like him?
He's surreal, man. It's a dream come true. Like I said, I tell everybody he was a role model at NT. He's one of those dudes that not even, like, he's a great player on the field, obviously, and, off the field, he's an even better person. He's so approachable. Whatever questions, life questions, you can go ask him. He fits right in here, especially with all these young guys in our room. You can ask questions. Like, he's very vocal in our room. He's already made an impact. So, it's great to have him. I'm so excited to get the chance to play with him now. So
now, of course, Byard and Blankenship already do have a relationship, with both of them being from the same college, and as Byard revealed earlier in the week, the two actually worked out together in Tennessee during the offseason, so it's definitely going to be really exciting to see the duo of Byard and Blankenship take the field for the first time together on Sunday. And for Byard, I'm sure it's just really exciting for him to be a part of a winning team after starting the season just 2-4 with the Titans. I mean, as he said earlier in the week, it's great to wake up 6-1, and now he's going to look to contribute to more wins for this Eagles team in the future, and it seems like he's going to be ready to do that, according to AJ Brown, as not only did AJ express confidence that Kevin Byard would be up to speed in no time, but he also shared his message to Byard upon arriving in Philadelphia after the trade, as Brown told him, quote, you're a winner now. Things are done differently around here, but enjoy it and just get up to speed. And then AJ went on to say, quote, he's a great player. He won't have any trouble. Now, first off, I love Brown expressing his confidence in Byard, but at the same time, I don't think anybody's surprised by the fact that he's ready to go this quickly. And I think the more interesting thing is AJ's message to Byard, because one, I think it first off shows the mentality of this Eagles team. I mean, they have the mindset of being a winning organization, which is obviously very important, and they also go about their business differently, as AJ said, and they do the things necessary every single day for them to get better and be successful, and of course their record backs that up. But also for Byard, those words from AJ had to get him fired up and ready to come in right away and contribute to this team. I mean, going from a team that was 2-4 and seemingly headed for a rebuild to a team that's 6-1 and has Super Bowl aspirations has got to get you motivated to come out and play your best football, and he's going to have a chance to start doing that on Sunday against the Commanders. Now, one funny aspect of AJ's message to Byard is the reaction it's getting from Titans fans, as they're kind of taking this as a shot from Brown in the direction of the Tennessee Titans. I mean, just look at this one tweet reporting the comments from Brown and then calling him, quote, classless. Now, that's pretty hilarious to me, especially considering the fact that AJ has always been on record saying that he has love for the Titans. I mean, back when he was traded, he told ESPN's Tim McManus that, quote, I built relationships over the last 3 years with a lot of good friends, and just to see it go, just leaving the building, it's tough. But I'm also excited to be an Eagle and to be a part of a great organization. So yeah, clearly there was no bad blood on the part of AJ towards the Titans when he ended up getting traded, but hey, whatever, it doesn't really matter. I think more so the Titans fans are just salty that they ever traded this guy away because he's been an absolute monster for the Birds, and at the end of the day, what AJ said was true. Byard's a part of a winning team and winning organization now with the Eagles after being part of a Titans team that was losing games and looks set to lose a lot more of them in the near future. So let's just hope that AJ's comments are backed up on Sunday with an Eagles win in Byard's debut, in which hopefully he and the secondary play a big part in that and they can help the pass rush have a lot of success. However, one player on the defensive line that I'm almost certain won't have much success on Sunday is Derek Barnett, as he's been pretty much a non-factor all season, and overall in his career, he's largely been a disappointment, and it's gotten to the point where it's being reported that his days in Philadelphia could be numbered. So we're going to talk about that and more in just a minute here, but real quick, I have to say, if you are enjoying this video and want to see others like it coming in the future, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Around 80% of the people that watch these videos are not subscribed. If you're watching this video right now and you're finding any of the information helpful or just the videos entertaining in general, make sure you fix that right now. Go down, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss when any other videos just like this are uploaded in the future. I think that's a win-win for the both of us. Now with that being said, let's get back into the video. So in an article that Albert Breer wrote on Friday for SI, he mentioned the Eagles as a team that could still be very active in the trade market ahead of the deadline, and he specifically mentioned one player as someone that they could try to move on from, as he said, quote, want a surprise seller? My understanding is the Eagles are open to deal edge rusher Derek Barnett, who could be a decent addition to someone's defensive end rotation. Now this isn't really surprising at all, considering back in August there were reports that Barnett and his agent were gauging the interest on a potential trade, and it seems like at the time there wasn't much of it, as he obviously remained on the roster, but then again, the reports back then are that the Eagles wanted to keep Barnett. So despite what some people are saying now, I do believe that the Eagles making him available for a trade is somewhat of a development, and I'm all for it, because Barnett really has given you nothing all year, and he's taking valuable playing time away from some of the Eagles' other edge rushers like Nolan Smith. The problem is, I can't imagine there's much interest in Barnett around the league, because what does he really bring to a roster? I mean, he hasn't showed you much of anything all year. That being said, I don't put anything past Howie Roseman, so what do you guys think? Will the Eagles end up trading Derek Barnett before the trade deadline? Let me know what you think down in the comments. Now, transitioning from a guy that most Eagles fans hate to a guy that all Eagles fans love, we gotta talk about what Jason Kelce just said, as in the midst of the future Hall of Famer's 13th NFL season, in which he's playing at an incredibly high level, he recently gave us some insight on his future, as we obviously know that he's been contemplating retirement for several years now, and a lot of people thought he was gonna hang him up after last year, but of course he decided to return for this season, but it seems like this may truly be his last stance, as in a recent interview with NFL Network, he said his NFL career, quote, could be over pretty soon, and he expanded saying, quote, I think it's a lot, and I think the way we've justified it as a family is this is going to be over pretty soon here. If it's this year, which it very well could be, we want to make sure that we're ready to go when football's done. Man, when Jason Kelce does retire, it's going to be a sad day. Whether that's after this season like he's hinting at now or sometime later, regardless, it's just going to suck to see him go. I mean, the guy is a legend. He's still playing at an extremely high level, But hey, if he does decide to retire after this year, you can't really blame him. He's gave everything he's had to this city ever since he's been here. He's played through injuries, and he's been a leader for this team, and he's also delivered some unforgettable moments. And if you also watched the Kelce documentary that came out last month, you know what this guy has to go through every single week to even play, let alone play at a high level. I mean, he said that he has to pump himself full of anti-inflammatories to even play football at this point. And that was before last season. So when he does decide to retire, it'll be completely warranted. And with it sounding like it's going to be after this year, we gotta win the Super Bowl, man. We gotta send this legend out on top. However, if we're going to do that, we gotta continue to focus on going 1-0 each and every single week. So let's hope they do that this week against the Commanders. I'd say the keys to winning the game are largely on the defensive side of the ball. Like I said before, they must get pressure on Sam Howell, and the back end has to hold up better than last time to give the defensive line that split second more to get home. And then offensively, obviously very key as well. The Birds just have to keep doing their thing. Last time they played the Commanders, they played well. Jalen Hurts had a great day. AJ Brown went off, and DeVonta Smith did his part as well. And he could potentially be due for a big game at this point with him going crazy last time the Birds played at FedEx Field. So can he do it again? I'd say he definitely could. And then overall for the offense, they just got to establish the run game as always, but then most importantly, they have to both finish when they get into the red zone and not turn the ball over. Do those two key things offensively and then also hold up defensively, and I think the Eagles get a fairly easy win. Now the Commanders have given the Eagles trouble the past couple times, but regardless, I'm going to go with the Birds to win 35-21. But with that being said, what do you guys think? Give me your score predictions down in the comments. And also, if you did enjoy this video, again, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications. And if you want to show some support on this video, again, if you did enjoy it, make sure you drop a like. And if you want to watch another video talking about how Nick Sirianni shut down all the drama surrounding AJ Brown this season, as well as some other potential big moves Howie Roseman could make ahead of the trade deadline, you should go watch this right here. Now with all that being said, that's pretty much all I got for this one, guys. So thank y'all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.